You believe you have free will. You believe the choices you make, what to buy, who to trust, and how to negotiate, are entirely your own. That is the ultimate illusion. The truth is, your brain is running on autopilot and someone else has the remote control. The matrix relies on a biological flaw in the human mind. Dr. Robert Cialdini identified this flaw in his manual, Influence. To save energy, the human brain relies on hidden behavioral algorithms. When a specific psychological button is pressed, the masses react blindly, like machines executing a line of code. Click, whir. Amateurs try to persuade people using logic, facts, and endless arguments. They waste their energy trying to change a mind that is fundamentally asleep. The architect does not argue. He hacks the system. He understands that beneath the illusion of conscious choice, there are invisible triggers. By mastering these triggers, you bypass the opponent's logical defenses completely. You do not force them to agree with you. You press the button, and their brain automatically forces them to comply, while they falsely believe it was their own idea. Today, we patch the free will glitch. We initiate the hack protocol. The Matrix teaches you that a gift is a gesture of kindness. The elite know that a gift is a highly calibrated weapon. It is a psychological virus known as reciprocity. Human biology is hardwired to despise the feeling of being in debt. When someone gives you something, even something you never asked for, your subconscious immediately registers a state of imbalance. Your brain will aggressively seek to clear the ledger, often forcing you to give back something far more valuable just to relieve the psychological pressure. The architect weaponizes this biological glitch. He never asks for a massive favor up front. Instead, he offers a minor calculated concession first. A piece of exclusive data, a small, unprompted favor, a micro asset that costs him absolutely nothing. By doing this, he infects the opponent's mind with an overwhelming, invisible obligation. When the time comes to strike and the architect makes his real demand, the opponent will eagerly surrender a massive asset, a contract, a heavy discount, or their absolute loyalty, simply to erase the debt. You do not give to be generous. You give to hack their ledger. You trade a pawn to capture the king. The Matrix programs the masses to fear hypocrisy above all else. Society demands that a person's words, beliefs, and actions remain strictly consistent. The architect uses this biological need as a psychological cage. If you try to force a massive shift in an opponent's behavior up front, their shields will block the attack. They will resist. So, you do not attack. You extract a micro-commitment. You ask a harmless question. You secure a tiny, seemingly irrelevant agreement, a verbal confirmation of a core value, or a simple click on a minor proposal. It feels completely safe to them. But the moment they take that small stance, the trap snaps shut. Once a human being commits to an identity or a position, their brain automatically rewrites their self-image to match it. When you subsequently demand a massive concession that perfectly aligns with their initial tiny agreement, they are paralyzed. They cannot refuse. To say no would fracture their identity and trigger immense psychological pain. They will surrender their leverage and act against their own best interests, simply to remain consistent with the words you engineered them to say. You do not build the prison. You hand them the digital bricks, and you watch as they lock themselves inside. The Matrix programs the masses to chase. They chase deals. They chase clients. And they desperately chase approval. But human biology is wired to instantly devalue anything that is easily available. Abundance creates hesitation. Desperation breeds contempt. The architect never chases. He reverses the polarity. He engineers the scarcity matrix. He understands a brutal biological truth. The human brain experiences the pain of losing something twice as intensely as the pleasure of gaining it. You do not persuade the opponent by telling them what they will gain. You paralyze them by showing them exactly what they are about to lose. You manufacture a vanishing opportunity, a strict, non-negotiable deadline, a highly limited supply of your time and resources. The moment you restrict access, their logical brain shuts down. A primal panic takes over. You combine this artificial scarcity with the absolute aura of authority. You do not explain yourself. You speak less. You position yourself as the untouchable prize. When the opponent believes that you do not need them and that they are seconds away from losing you, they will abandon all their demands. They will rush to surrender, terrified of being left behind. You no longer negotiate. You dictate terms to a market that is begging for your attention. If you are ready to stop being manipulated, hack the psychological matrix, and become the sovereign architect of your reality. Subscribe to The Lost Chapter. Patch the glitch. Initiate the hack protocol.